Hello students, welcome to JCE Connect, subject Engineering Geology. In today's class, we will see few of the igneous rocks examples. So the very common igneous rocks which is found on the earth, that is a granite. So what is a granite? So granite, as we discussed how it is formed, it is a plutonic igneous rock. What is mean by plutonic? Plutonic is it is formed deep seated, deep inside the earth, and here the cooling rate is slow. Right, the slow cooling results into larger crystals. Okay, so here in this images you can see these all are the varieties of granites. Okay, and one so here you can see there are crystals. You can see the minerals, different minerals you can clearly see. Okay, so that is how the granite is formed. It is a coarse grain, so it occurs in varieties of colors. So when you write the properties, like for minerals we write properties like color, streak, cluster, diaphanity, but for rocks we write hardly few properties. The first property we have to write is color. So color is whatever color is shown by the rock, that you have to write. So here granite occurs in varieties of colors. It is pink granite. Okay, these all are pink granite. Then we have gray granites. Okay, then we have greenish. Okay, so it depends upon what minerals are present in it. So the minerals which are present, that impart the color to the granite. So it occurs in varieties of colors, and you can see these all minerals are light colored. So what word we use for light colored rock? Leucocratic. Leucocratic means it is a light colored rock. And if you see the grain size and texture, the next property, so texture, it is all equigranular except this is a granite porphyry. Okay, so here you can see bigger crystals are embedded in smaller one. So this is a granite porphyry. Others are granites. Okay, so here it is medium to coarse grained, and all grains are equal in size. Then next we have to write as mineral composition. So what are the minerals present? So main essential minerals which are present in granite are quartz and feldspar. So these are the essential minerals which are present in granite. So quartz and feldspar are the main ingredients, you can say, which are present, or main minerals which are present in the granite. So if quartz and feldspar is not present, then you cannot call that rock as a granite. So how to identify these quartz and feldspar? So whatever feldspar you have seen, there are different types of feldspar like plagioclase feldspar, orthoclase feldspar, and microcline. So these are all the greenish color, then the pinkish color or flesh red color, all these are feldspar minerals. Okay, and whatever white color you are able to see, okay, those minerals are the quartz. Okay, so quartz also occurs in varieties of colors. We have smoky quartz, milky quartz. Okay, like that, based on color we have different varieties of quartz. So you have to identify the minerals in the rock, then only you can decide which rock it is. So here quartz and feldspar are the essential minerals, and accessory minerals means the minerals which are present in small quantity, they are called as accessory minerals, and essential minerals are those which are present in large amount, in abundance in the rock. Those are called as the essential minerals. So for granite, quartz and feldspar are the essential minerals, and accessory minerals which are present in small amount, they are like the black color one you can see here, the black spots in all these you can see. So those are the micas. Okay, so mica, then sometimes we found hornblende, iron oxides. All these are the accessory minerals which are present in small amount. Then we need to discuss the specific gravity of the granite, that is 2.6. Then classification. How will you classify this granite? So we all know granite is a plutonic acid igneous rock. So we have seen in the classification of igneous rock what is mean by acidic and basic. So if more amount of quartz, that is 66% and more, is there, then we call that rock as acidic. So this granite, as it contains quartz as the essential mineral, this comes under acidic igneous rock. So how will you classify granite? Granite is a plutonic. Why plutonic? Because it is formed at a great depth by cooling of magma. So granite is a plutonic acid igneous rock. Then how it occurs? That you have to write occurrence. It occurs as a batholith. We have discussed the forms of igneous rock, how the igneous rocks get different forms. We have discussed concordant and discordant forms. So these granites, they occur as a huge bodies like batholiths. Okay, like we have seen example, you have seen the rocks at Shravanbelagore, right? That is a huge statue and it is on a big hillock, so that all whole statue is carved in one single piece, right? Piece of rock. So that is like a huge structure. We call it as a batholith. Okay, so this granite occurs as batholith, stocks and bosses. Then it has one special property, like it has presence of abundant quartz. Okay, and it can be carved. Okay, you can do the carving in that granite. Then it takes excellent polish. If you polish, it will shine. So it can be cut, carved and polished. That is the special property of granite. Then where all you can use the granite? Granite can be used as in civil engineering. You can use the granite for construction of buildings, monuments. Then you can use it as a decorative stone, road metals, concrete aggregates, pillars, slabs. Okay, and even the granite is used in grinding wheels. Okay, then for facing works, tabletops, kitchen tops, rail ballast. Then even you can use it as a foundation stone. So there are n number of uses of this rock because it is a very hard and strong rock. Okay, then it occurs in varieties. We have grey granite, pink granite, black. Okay, then graphic granite. All these are the varieties of granite. Then porphyritic granite, how it is different? Its occurrence is intermediate igneous rock because it is a porphyritic structure it is showing. Okay, so that is the difference. Next is a dolerite, which is a dark colored rock. Okay, dark grey to black in color. So what you can call it as a melanocritic. Melanocritic means dark in color. Melano is dark and critic stands for color, whereas granite is leucocritic, light colored. Okay, so this this dolerite, it shows a particular structure called ophitic texture. Okay, which is not seen with the naked eyes, so we have to use the word as texture. So what is that texture? This dolerite, it shows ophitic texture. That is one special property of dolerite. Texture. So ophitic means suppose if you take a thin section of this, okay, so there will be augite. Augite is one mineral. There will be huge crystals of augite, and in that you will find the laths of plagioclase mineral. So it is made up of two minerals. One is augite and plagioclase. So this is a augite mineral. Okay, and these are the laths of plagioclase minerals. So that is called as ophitic texture. Then if you see the grain size, it is fine to medium grained. Okay, and essential minerals are, I told you, augite and plagioclase. Okay, then its specific gravity is 2.9. It's quite heavier than granite. Okay, then it occurs as dike. Okay, this is a dike. You can see the rocks on either side are different of this, so it is a intrusion of igneous rock. So this is called as the dike. So dike is a discordant form which cuts across the rocks. Okay, that is called as the dike. So this dolerite, it occurs as a dike and sill. So it is a hypabasal igneous rock, or it is a intermediate igneous, basic igneous rock, because it is dark color. It has dark minerals, which we call it as a basic igneous rocks, because the quartz is less. Okay, quartz is almost absent, so we call it as hypabasal basic igneous rock. So its special property is it is very heavy because of its specific gravity 2.9. Okay, and this rock also takes excellent polish, giving mirror surfaces. If you polish this, it will give mirror surface, and this rock also can be cut, carved and polished. And where all you can use this is, you can use it as a concrete aggregate, then on the railway track you can use it as a rail ballast, then you can use it as a decorative stone, monumental stone. Even for construction roads you can use it as a road metal, then kitchen tops, table tops, all these are uses of the dolerite. Then we'll move on to one more rock, that is a gabbro. So gabbro is again a dark grey to black in color, and as it is dark, we call it as melanocritic. Then it has equigranular minerals. All the grains are equal in size, so we call it as equigranular, and you can see the individual mineral here. So you can call it as a coarse grained rock. Okay, you can call it as a coarse grained, because you can see the individual crystals, so it is a coarse grained rock. Then what are the minerals present in it? So essential minerals for this gabbro are pyroxene, plagioclase, augite, and this greenish color is olivine. Okay, so these are the essential minerals. Then accessory minerals are iron, pyrite, magnetite, which are present in small amount. Then this is also heavier rock. Its specific gravity is again 2.9, and as it is coarse grained, you can call it as a plutonic igneous rock. Okay, basic, as it is a dark color, you can call it as plutonic basic igneous rock. Then it doesn't contain quartz, so we call it as a basic igneous rock. Then it occurs as irregular igneous bodies. Okay, its special properties are it is a dark grain color, then it is coarse grain, and this also can be cut, carved and polished. Then where you can use this gabbro, as it is a hard plutonic rock, same as granite, you can use it as a monumental stone, road metal, concrete aggregate. Then even you can use it for facing work. Okay, then tabletops, kitchen tops, all these are the uses of the rock gabbro. Then this is a very commonly used rock, that is basalt. So basalt, how it is formed? It is formed by cooling of lava, and it is on the surface. So what we call it as, it is a extrusive igneous rock. Okay, whereas granite and all are intrusive igneous rock. So this is a volcanic rock, volcanic, and it is dark color, so we have to use word as basic. Okay, so it is a volcanic basic igneous rock. So if you see the texture or the grain size, it is dark gray to black in color, so we call it as a melanocritic. Okay, Then it is fine grained. Why it is fine grained? You cannot see the individual crystals here. So why that? Because it has formed as a result of slow cooling. So slow cooling, sorry, not slow, it is rapid cooling. So it is the result of rapid cooling. So why it is rapid? Because when the lava it comes on the surface, right, it starts cooling because there will be less temperature and pressure as compared to the magma which is present below, right. On the surface the pressure temperature will be less. So as it comes on the surface through the volcanic eruption, okay, through volcano it comes on the surface, the lava, and this lava starts cooling. So as the temperature and pressure is less on the surface, it starts cooling very fast, resulting into glassy or very fine grained rock. So this basalt shows a particular structure which we have seen in the structures of igneous rock, like vesicular basalt. Why it is a vesicular? How these vesicles are formed? When the gases which are trapped in the lava during cooling, those gases are escaped out, leaving behind these type of cavities. So these cavities we call it as vesicles, and the rock is called as the vesicular basalt. And these vesicles, when they get filled with the secondary minerals, okay, they resemble the shape of almonds, so we call it as a amygdaloidal basalt. So these are the varieties of basalts, okay, vesicular and amygdaloidal basalt. So this is a volcanic basic igneous rock, and this occurs as lava flows, okay, layer by layer the lava flows, as you can see at Mahabaleshwar, Ramboli, Maharashtra. Most of the Maharashtra region from Maharashtra shows this type of rocks. Even in Karnataka, Belgaum, you can see the basalts, okay, and these basalts are layered because what? Each layer indicates the lava flows. Okay, so Deccan traps are all the made up of basalts. So it is very dark gray in color, and it shows vesicular and amygdaloidal structure. That is the special property of basalt. Then where you can use this? The basalt, commonly it is used as road metal. Okay, whatever black colored road you see, those are all constructed in basalt. Okay, then even you can use it as a concrete aggregates. You might have seen the aggregates which we use for construction. Those are all made up of basalts. So concrete aggregate, foundation stone, building stone, all these are uses of basalt. Okay. Then one more interesting rock, that is pumice or pumice. So pumice is a floating rock. Okay. So what the rock which was used for construction of Ram Setu, right? So that was nothing but the pumice. So why it floats? Because it has these pores. You can see it is very porous vesicular rock. Okay, so actually it is a rock which is made up of the ash which is coming out after the volcanic eruption. So that ash gets consolidated or accumulated, and it forms a rock which is very porous and it is very lightweight. You cannot determine its specific gravity because it will not sink into the water, right. So because of that it will float on the water because it is very light in weight. So here you can see the floating rock which is at Rameshwaram, right? See, the rock is floating. Okay, so this is how it floats on water. So why it floats? Because it has porous structure, okay, and it is very lightweight, and that is the reason it floats on the water. So it is made up of volcanic ash. So these are all the important igneous rocks. So in the next class we will start with the sedimentary rocks. Thank you.